Hey family, how is everybody? I hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday evening. It has been interesting here in the Mississippi Delta. We had a little sleet and a little snow, and then we had the sun come out. I mean, we've been at it all, baby. We've been at winter, spring, summer, and fall all in the last few days this week down here in the Delta. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves, getting ready for the holiday season, and just getting ready to enjoy your family. I want to thank everybody who is commenting, who has subscribed, become new subscribers. Thank you guys so much. If you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. A little bell is going to come up. Hit that bell. You'll get a notification every time we drop a video. Please hit the like button and share the videos. I encourage you guys to let everybody know what we're doing over here and what we're talking about over here, and let everyone know that they are welcome to come over. So I appreciate everyone who's hitting the like button and who's sharing the videos with friends and family or other people on your social media platform. I appreciate you guys so much. I love your congregation. We could not do this without you. All right. I want to jump get straight into the video. And this is what I want to talk about. Kind of want to combine two things, and that's John Gray and John Wesley. Pastor John Wesley of Alfred Street Baptist Church. I love that guy, man. That dude, when it comes to and I'm not going to pronounce this right, I don't believe, but exegeting the scripture, that dude is off the chain. I love a learned individual. You can tell that guy studies, and I love it. I love his ministry. He announced a few weeks ago, John Wesley announced a few weeks ago that he was leaving for a while. He was going to take a sabbatical from the church, and he would be gone until Easter weekend. And I want to talk about that in connection or in conjunction with John Gray. All right. So let me hit John Gray, and then we're going to move into Pastor John Wesley. Okay. All right. Larry Reid did another live letting us know that he had reached out to a common person of his and the Grays, and in an attempt to try to talk with them. They did agree to talk to him, and they did, but they would not agree to come on the show. And I'm a little bit disappointed in Larry because of a couple of things. One, the supposedly interview was not an interview at all. Larry just gave us responses that the Grays pretty much had given about his affairs or bad choices with the side chicks. And I'm disappointed because there's a statement that Larry said that John Gray made, and he didn't ask any follow-up questions, and I don't know why. Okay. For those of you all who may not know, John Gray has hit the news again because of a letter terminating the lease agreement that he and Relentless Church received from Ron Carpenter, who's the pastor of Redemption Church, who handed over the keys to John Gray. And that has blown up and become a big issue. And so he is back in the news about that. Larry Reid reached out to talk to John or give John an opportunity to come onto his show and discuss the issue and let the people hear from him his point of view. John Gray responded, and he did speak to Larry Reid, but not on air. Not on air. And he did not have a conversation with Larry about the financial situation going on between him and Ron Carpenter. Okay? This was all about the side chick. and in particular, the side chick that he invited to his hotel room at the Stellar Awards. Okay, so for all of y'all that was saying that that was made up or untrue, it was true. John informed Larry that he did not sleep with that woman. And this is what disappoints me about Larry. These 2 points. One, John Gray said that he did not sleep with that woman, and Larry, you said, I believed it. Now, the problem that I have with that is the woman told you that when she talked to you. Okay? The Stellar Awards side chick, John Gray's Stellar Award side chick, told Larry and all of his listeners that her and John Gray, Pastor Gray, did not have sex. And Larry's response was he didn't believe her. So what I want to know is, why didn't you believe the woman, but you believe the man? I didn't believe her either, and I don't believe him. Now, is it possible for you to make up your mind to go to a hotel or to go to somebody's house with your mind set on doing the thing, and once you get there, you change your mind? Yes, I do believe that is possible. I know it to be true. So I ain't saying it ain't possible. I'm just saying I don't believe them. That's me in my opinion. That's me in my opinion. Well, why don't you believe it? Well, I'll tell you why I don't, Mr. and Mrs. Congregation. I don't believe it because the woman said that the Lord told her don't go to his hotel room, and she went. The woman said the Lord told her don't get out of her clothes, but she did. The Lord told her don't take no shower, even though John offered her to take one, and she did. Okay? And she came out of the shower and only put on a t-shirt of his. Didn't put her clothes back on. That's why I don't believe them. Because everything the Lord told her to do, she did the opposite. So what made me think that the only word of the Lord she decided to comply with that night was not to give him some? I ain't saying she did, because I wasn't there. I'm just telling you, I don't believe them, either one of them, when they say it didn't happen. John Gray said that all he had was an emotional affair with the first woman, but the woman was able to describe the man's draws. Lord have mercy. Y'all took me, all them saying y'all was making the mistress and the pastor's draws. Somebody said that sound like a Tyler Perry movie. That's funny. So I'm a little disappointed, Larry, that you're willing to be swayed by this man, but you couldn't believe the woman. And I just want to know why. Like, what makes him more believable than she? Okay. Second issue that I got with Larry. Larry said, you know what, I'll ask the questions, but you didn't. Because you said that John Gray said that he wasn't as honest as he should have been to the wife and to the church. You never said you asked the question about what? You wasn't honest as you should have been about what? And I didn't even think about this at the time, but this is why I don't believe John Gray. This is why I believe that whatever that was with him and Larry Reid was just another one of his manipulative games, for lack of a better word that I can think of right now, because you didn't want to talk about this money situation with Larry, but you took your head on the local TV station and you gave an interview with that anchor woman and talked all about it. And what I've gathered from the things that keep coming out of your mouth is, even though you're not saying it, John Gray, you are blaming Ron Carpenter for this mess up. And I want to hear from your congregation. I want to know, do you think Ron Carpenter tricked John Gray? Do you think he hoodwinked him, bamboozled him, led him amok and astray? Do you think it? I want to know. Does anybody believe that all of this mess up is because of Ron Carpenter? Because although John ain't saying it's Ron Carpenter's fault, he's saying it's Ron Carpenter's fault. He's saying that Ron Carpenter and Redemption Church was not able to hand him over the properties like it was supposed to have been done, and he doesn't know why. And a way to resolve that inability was to enter into these lease agreements with Ron Carpenter and Redemption Church. We finding out that there's over. I told one of the commenters is 4 million. I left out the one. I believe it was $14 million worth of debt that's on this church, and the $26,000 that Larry Reid had first stated was for rent was actually supposed to go into a retirement account for Ron Carpenter, allegedly. Based on what has come out over news outlets, based on some more videos that Larry Reid has done, and what other YouTubers have been uncovering and putting out, that the $26,000 a month was not for the rent payment, it was for Ron Carpenter's retirement. Now, I don't know why in the world John Gray would agree to take on $14 million worth of debt, $26,000 a month to put in Ron Carpenter's retirement. Redemption out there in California ought to be putting in $26,000 a month for Mr. Carpenter's retirement, not Relentless. They need to be putting money aside for John's retirement or whoever their pastor is going to be. I don't understand none of this. Now, I will say this. John did admit in that TV interview that he didn't handle the business side of this thing right. And I appreciate him being willing to admit that. I appreciate him being willing to hear us out. Okay? Hear us out. Because I said that, two sides to a church. There's the religious side, the spiritual side, and then there's the business side. And you got to handle the business side of ministry like business, because it's business. And I appreciate him hearing our video. I appreciate him acknowledging that that is just a fact. He does not have the business wherewithal to handle this type of this size of ministry. He didn't then, and he doesn't now, because he hadn't gone anywhere to get any training. You're just still in the pulpit, pressing forward. It's going to be all right. The Lord is going to fix it all. Hallelujah. Jesus is going to fix it. But what I don't want to do is have a bunch of God's folks strawl all on the side of the road. Limbs all over the place. A leg over here and an arm over there, because instead of you stop driving, stop it. Let somebody else drive for a while. You just going to keep on driving, running over everything and everybody until you figure it out. And I just don't believe that that's of God. Can God put you in a situation and you may not have everything you need to know, and yet God work with you and cover you and help you? Yes, it's called a learning curve. It happens in ministry. It happens in business. It happens in life. If you ain't never raised no baby before and you pregnant, you about to figure out something. And I don't care how many books you read, baby, you ain't gonna know how to do it until you get in it and start doing it. All right. Ask a mama. So I get that. I'm not tripping about that. But what I am saying is when you know, okay, that you done barreled down the road and ran over 100 folk, and you ain't went nowhere to learn how to drive no better, could you stop? Could did you not know that you could pull over to the side of the road and get out? Let somebody else get in and drive until you figure it out. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. For the benefit of God's people. Because at the end of the day, that who is being hurt, those are your real victims. When the men and women of God who are in leadership positions in our churches are not leading the people in a proper manner, being that good or perfect example, and I don't mean perfect as in there, he does no wrong, but I'm saying let the people see that you know how to handle business, man. And if you don't, go get you some help. I don't get it. You ran your head over there to Bishop T.D. Jakes and let him put hands on you and fell out on the floor to restore you after you had your affair with the side chick. That you were making deposits for. But you couldn't run your head over there and tell him this, give him this scenario and say, Bishop, what you think? Does this sound right? How you think I ought to handle this? I mean, come on, man. Come on. At the very least, you guys are supposed to be the examples for us to see and follow. And what you have shown the people is this ain't how you do business. This ain't how you do business. Now, having said that, leads me to my second point about Mr. John Wesley, Dr. John Wesley, who is the pastor of Alfred Street Missionary Baptist Church. All right? He tells his congregation that he's tired. Not tired as in, I don't want to preach anymore. I'm done. I need to go figure out if I still want to do this. But tired as in drained. Drained. He needs a break. So he's going on sabbatical for a few months to get a refreshing and a recharging. And I want to know, congregation, what you think about this. How you feel about it? Do you think it's okay for a pastor to get tired? Number one. Is that something that we as believers can handle and not call into question his salvation? Are we going to get real spiritual on this brother and start telling him that, don't get weary, brother, in well doing? Do you think that's acceptable for a pastor to get tired? And is it okay for the pastor to acknowledge that he is tired? Do you think it's acceptable for the pastor to be gone for 3 months? He says he needs a refreshing not only in his spirit, but in his flesh. He needs to get his health under control. He's also working, I think, on another PhD, so he needs to, time set aside to focus and get that done. And so I want to know, do you think it's okay for him to be gone for that long period of time? Can the church handle the pastor being gone for 3 months and there not be a mutiny in the house and the tithes and the offering not dry up? Because he said that was one reason in having a conversation with his peers. They were telling him, oh no, brother, don't do that. You're going to mess up, brother. And one of the reasons was because of the fear that the folks would stop paying the money. As though the light bill still wouldn't need to be due, as though the salaries of the people that work in the ministry still don't need to be paid. And if you got a congregation who has that mentality, then shame on you as the leader, because all that means is, to me, you ain't taught your people right. And as Dr. Wesley said, you have now taken the church out of the hands of God, and the people coming to the house of God for God, for the people coming to the house to see the pastor. So you put the church in the hands of a man instead of in the hands of God. He said it, and I co-sign it. It's a lack of maturity, and that means you're not teaching your people right. I don't care. You ain't got to like it. I'm not no pastor. I ain't trying to be one. But I know that if the pastor need to go away, okay, before he kills somebody or himself, and we as mature, eat-meeting Christians can't understand and accept, allow the man or the woman of God to go and get recharged, we still can't come to church and worship God. We still can't follow the tenets of our faith because the pastor ain't in the pulpit. No. That's not no meat-eating Christian. That's not a mature Christian. I don't care what you say. It ain't. No, it ain't. Because you are supposed to be going to God's house to get a word from God, to hear what God has to say to you, not what the pastor got to say. But I want to know, congregation, because y'all know, sometimes I can be way out in left field. I admit I'm out there. But that's what I think, that's what I believe, and that's my position and my opinion. And I want to know from you, congregation, what do you think? Do you think it's okay? And in doing that, right, could this be the example that John Gray needs to see, that he needs to go somewhere and sit down for a while and get himself together before trying to lead thousands of people, when he apparently just doesn't know how right now? I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying right now he doesn't have the wherewithal to do it. And all you can do is keep messing up folks. God's people are not there for you to experiment with and experiment on. You should have a call to lead these people, and you should have a vision to lead them before you get them. Because if God called you, you're going to have those things in place before you get them. That's what I think. That's what I believe the Bible teaches and shows us. And if you guys know of something different, I want to hear about it. So please drop down in the comment section and tell me what you think and how you feel and what your opinion is about it. Because I think it's lovely. I think it's great. I listen, because when you are weary as a preacher, when you are weary and you are tired, your brain is drained, your spirit is low. That comes out in your preaching. It comes out in how you deal with and handle the people. You know, you get drained, you start preaching one of them angry messages. Hey, you're going to hell. I'm just saying, your sermons get weak. Look. I am not talking about nobody. Now, if you mad, that just means that this word didn't hit you. And unfortunately, I'm gonna need you to just go on and suck it up and suck it in. and take it, man. Because if it don't apply to you, ain't no need of you being upset. And if it does apply to you, then take heed, take warning, go somewhere and sit down and get yourself some rest. You have preachers out here committing suicide because they are tired. They are stressed. And instead of being able to go somewhere and take a break, they can't. They feel as though they cannot leave the pulpit or the people gonna turn on them. And pastors, I'm just gonna tell you now, part of that is your fault. Because you ought to be teaching and training and discipling the people to understand this very thing, so that they're not shocked when it happens. I mean, come on, man. You got pastors who've been pastoring churches for 30, 40 years, man, and ain't taking a vacation. Can't get them to go nowhere. And if they go somewhere, they gonna figure out some kind of way to rush and flip some things around and make sure they are back in the pulpit on Sunday to preach. So I want to know what you all think. I commend Dr. Wesley. I love him for it. I appreciate him so much. I mean, man, and I know that he is friends with Jamal Bryant, because check this out, y'all. Maul said we ain't having Bible study for December. They didn't have Bible study for the summer, for July, and they have Bible study for December. And guess what? They ain't missed no beat. They ain't missed no beat. They ain't missed no money. And the people ain't backslid into the world. See, we're having church just out of tradition's sake, because we have church on these days, right? And you got people who want to have church and bring something to that service that's going to uplift the people, help the people, right? Destroy some yokes off the people, lift some burdens for the people. They want an experience, a godly experience to happen when they enter into the gates and come into the courts. And we want to just have church for church's sake, and then wondering why it's boring. Wondering why folks don't want to come. And then you want to quote, get all holy and sanctified, and be talking about, well, the Bible says it'll be a great falling away. No, baby, you boring. You ain't saying nothing. You ain't talking about nothing. Ain't no spirit up in here. Could it be that you need to go take a break? Could it be that you need to take a little time off and see what God is saying, as opposed to what God said? Because there's a whole lot of preachers and pastors and churches that's rolling today off of the old glory, off of them old wells. Come on here, congregation. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. And wondering why there ain't no fresh oil to draw these young folks, because you ain't giving the young folks nothing. You still preaching the same sermons, using the same examples you were using back in the 80s and in the 90s, in the early 2000s. And for that day, it was good, but it's a new day. And I'm not saying turn the churches into the world in order to draw the world, but I'm saying you got to have a fresh word. You can't keep preaching the same old dead sermon now. It may not have been dead when you preached it 10 years ago, but it's dead today. Stop trying to resurrect it and get a new word. You can't keep preaching that the cell phones is of the devil, man. That's old. That's dead. Let me stop, because y'all gonna get mad. Y'all gonna swear I'm talking about y'all pastor, and I don't even know y'all pastor. I'm just telling the truth. I don't want to sit up in no dead service either. Come on here now. Mm-mm. No. It's a new day, new way. And the only reason why you're not willing to change, to evolve, is out of your tradition. And that's the very thing Christ said to be real careful of. Man and his vain traditions. So let me know, congregation. I want to know what you think. I want to know how you feel. I want to know. Larry, Reid, even though I got an issue with you about that doggone interview, and you not asking that question, I'm going to tell you this, though. I appreciate you. I still love you. And I'm going to tell you why. Because when you came back and did your live, you admitted that although in your title, you did not use the word eviction throughout the whole recording, that's all you kept saying was eviction. And you said folks misunderstood what that meant. They didn't misunderstand, though, Larry. They misunderstand that. Eviction is eviction. And the man didn't get no eviction. He got a termination of lease letter. Those are two different things. Okay? Two different things. But I appreciate you, because I had one of your followers come over and leave a comment telling me that Larry Reid ain't never said nothing about him being evicted. And I had to express and explain very nicely, not rudely, that that's not true. No, it wasn't in your title. But if he had watched the video, he would have heard you say eviction. And I appreciate you coming back and admitting that you did that. Now, I love you. Me and you don't have no beef. We don't have no beef. We just disagree a little bit. But I love you. I love your work you do. And I appreciate you. Y'all here? I appreciate you, man. Listen, everybody, if you are not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button and share the video. Let's get other people over here to join into the conversation with us, because we're discussing good things. This is a good topic. Can a pastor leave his church to go get some rest? Should the pastor leave his church to go get some rest? And let me tell you now, he ain't leaving the church in no disarray, in no upheaval. He has met with his board. They have put things in place. They got the preachers know when they gonna preach, who gonna preach. He even got guest preachers coming in to preach, and they got, that thing is organized. That thing is organized. He ain't just leaving and telling them to go for what you know. In the name of Jesus, God gonna help you. No. They have a plan. They have organization. They have things in place. And everything that is going on as it is with him is going to be going on when he's gone. The youth kids going to still be meeting and doing what they doing. The conferences still going to be meeting and doing it. Whatever got to be done between now and March at Alfred Street Missionary Baptist Church, it is still going to be done. I like the way that brother did it too. He didn't just get up there Sunday and leave. No. He talked with his folks over time, and they worked to put a plan in place. And then he took a few Sundays and he preached about a few things to get them ready to receive. What you do? Y'all, you folks that plant, that grow, plowed up the land. You know, like John Gray was doing with his members when he knew that they were probably going to have to leave that building. Instead of being honest and telling them they were going to have to leave, he was coming in there using the word to try to, fix it. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Two men, not the same situation, but having something difficult to tell their members, handle those situations two totally different ways, got two totally different outcomes. John Gray got a messed up situation, and Dr. John Wesley is fixing to go and get him some rest, reconnect with God in a way that he wants and needs to in order to continue to lead his people forward. And he has that ministries and those administrators support, and they have order, and the church is still intact. Wisdom. In all thy getting, get an understanding. And the Bible says when you're seeking, of all the things you're going to seek now, get you some wisdom. Understanding and wisdom. Tell me what you think. I want to hear from your congregation. Listen, guys, I love you. I love you. I love you. Y'all know that we couldn't make this thing happen without your continued support, my loyal subscribers and my new subscribers. I appreciate you. Listen, even if you feel like I don't want to subscribe, well, subscribe anyway. Just don't hit the bell and you won't get the notifications. So you ain't hurting nothing. It ain't hurting nobody, but you're being a blessing to me, to the channel, and to the congregation. And I appreciate you if you would do that. I thank you guys so much. Share the video, guys. I appreciate you. Okay? I love you. I love you. I love you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. And as usual, I'll see you next time, congregation. Bye-bye, y'all.